Do you know which oil company's rig exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, killing 11 workers and countless species of wildlife? It was British Petroleum. Let's take a moment to revisit the incident of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. The date was April 20th, 2010. An explosion on the BP-operated Macondo prospect led to the largest marine oil spill in history. Flames roared, smoke billowed, and oil gushed, painting a grim picture of man-made disaster. This catastrophe wasn't an isolated incident, but rather the start of a series of devastating consequences. The explosion was tragic, but what followed was an environmental catastrophe. In the aftermath of the oil spill, marine and wildlife habitats bore the brunt of the damage. Whole ecosystems were disrupted as countless species of wildlife were either killed outright or had their habitats irreversibly damaged. The spill didn't just impact the environment but also the people who depended on it. The Gulf's fishing and tourism industries took a massive hit. Fishing boats lay idle as the once abundant waters turned into a toxic soup, and tourists turned away, leaving beaches empty and businesses struggling. Efforts to stop the leak and clean up the oil spill were monumental. For several painstaking months, teams worked tirelessly to contain and clean up the spill, battling against the tide of oil that seemed to be a never-ending flow. Yet, despite their best efforts, the damage was done. The once vibrant ecosystem of the Gulf of Mexico was silenced, its waters stained with the memory of the disaster. The Gulf of Mexico was forever changed by this disaster. How did BP respond to this unprecedented disaster, you may ask? Well, the cleanup efforts were extensive, with BP committing billions of dollars to the cause. They also settled a multitude of lawsuits, paying out massive penalties for the harm caused to both the environment and human life. However, BP's response was not without criticism. Accusations of negligence were rampant, with many questioning whether the disaster could have been avoided with more stringent safety measures. Environmental groups lambasted BP and Mitsui OSK lines for their lack of transparency and what was considered an inadequate response to the spill's impact on the local community and environment. The legal and environmental consequences of the spill are ongoing, but the most significant fallout, perhaps, is the blow to the company's reputation. The incident has left an indelible mark on BP, serving as a potent reminder of the risks associated with offshore drilling and the potential for catastrophic damage. And while BP has made efforts to shift towards more sustainable energy sources, the legacy of the oil spill remains a dark cloud over their environmental record. The incident served as a grim reminder of the potential dangers of offshore drilling. So, what can we glean from this devastating event? We've journeyed through the incident, the aftermath, and the response. The grim reality is clear. The devastating oil spill, the tragic loss of life, both human and wildlife, and the environmental impact that's still felt today. The response, while substantial, proved inadequate in the face of such a catastrophe. This disaster underscores the urgent need for transparency, accountability, and sustainable practices in the oil industry. It is our responsibility to remember this event, learn from it, and strive to prevent such disasters in the future.